And welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Brian Anderson here alongside Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson with Allie LaForce joining us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Well, guys, Zion Williamson can be downright scary when he's getting downhill. Pacers coach Rick Carlisle said, quote, "You have to have a lot of courage to stand in there because he's coming at you fast, creating collisions. This is a Shaquille O'Neal type of force of nature with a point guard skill set." BA?
Oh, that's well put. Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Chicago Bulls. On Tuesday, they'll be facing Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets.
What a great opportunity for this team to take a step forward. They have some tough road games coming up, and that kind of stretch can bring a team together. Winning some of these games would be huge for their overall confidence.
A look at the Pelicans starting group. McCollum and Jones, the tandem in the backcourt. Ingram and Zion, the former Dukies, in at forward. And it's Valanciunas in at center. And for Chicago, Levine is the 2 with DeRozan at the 3. Williams at power forward with Vucevic at center. And it's Dosunmu in at the point guard. And to the surprise of some league observers, a number of rookies are already making huge contributions, Grant.
And it's so much fun to see these young players stepping up, getting thrown right into the fire, and for good reason. When you have 2 or 3 stars eating up your salary cap, you need the guys on rookie contracts to perform, and they are.
Now here's McCollum. Back to Ingram. Picked by Williamson. 5 on the clock. And stolen by Williams. And now the Bulls in transition. Here's DeRozan. And that one's long. McCollum outside. Pass to Ingram. Here's Valanciunas. Off target with a fadeaway. And we're about a minute into the first.
And one thing you know you'll always get with Valanciunas, he's going to rebound. Offense, defense, no matter what, he's attacking the glass.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
Now here's McCollum. Jones finds Valanciunas. Here's Williamson. Hits the jump hook. And with his size and reach, Valanciunas is a monster on the boards, Grant.
That is true. I mean, impossible to move in the paint. He gets a wide base and just vacuums missed shots. And his great touch allows him to rack up second chance points as well.
Here's Dosunmu following the score by New Orleans. Back to Vucevic. And Vucevic slams it in.
Love it when Vucevic attacks with intent. He has the size and strength to dominate around the cup.
Jones, the pass to Williamson. Here's McCollum.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Clock at 6. Misses the 3. The Bulls have gone 1 for 3 so far. Pass to Dosunmu. Back to Levine. Vucevic, a screen on Valanciunas. And Levine, here we go. Well, Grant, one thing Levine has done since entering the league, he's taken his strength training very seriously.
No question. I mean, he can play a much more physical brand of ball now. We even see him post up with his back to the basket, converting through contact. It's just part of his overall evolution.
And that one drops, so now they lead by 1.
Oh, guys, the city of Chicago is used to the highest standard. The shadow of those Michael Jordan teams still looms large.
And it's a completely new group for the Pelicans. And so he hits both. It feels like once you get a taste of winning, you never want that to end, Grant.
But the reality is, for most franchises, it does end for long periods of time. I hope the fans do appreciate this current Bulls team. There's something to be proud of.
Here's Alvarado. Ooh, rejected by Drummond. Now here's Levine. Not a lot of room. Second chance effort. The shot by Drummond, no good.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play. Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
And that's his MO. Be physical, get in position for the putback, and throw it down. The defense got to know that's what he's looking to do.
Pass to Hayes. Nance the screen. Hayes against Drummond. Hayes, shot's good. And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good shot here, B.A.
Levine with it. Fires from deep. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
We've seen the evolution of Levine as a three-point shooter. He's gained the confidence behind the arc, and he makes an impact there consistently.
Now here's Hayes. Pass to Alvarado. Now Nance. Knocks it loose. Shot clock at 2. Stolen by Drummond. Dragic passes to Drummond. From the baseline. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Bulls up by 5. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Bulls.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Well, it's simple. When you can dominate the boards at both ends, you can control the second chance touches.
And rebounding numbers, sometimes we overlook them, but they can have a big effect on the outcome.
The Pelicans trail. In it forward, it's DeRozan and Williams. Kobe White out there with Dosunmu. And it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
Moving so well at 6'8", Ingram can be a lot to handle, especially on the drive.
And when Pelicans fans watch what Ingram has become, it takes the sting out of the Anthony Davis trade, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, Ingram has grown into a full-fledged star in New Orleans. I mean, he's a centerpiece for the franchise going forward. Now, looking back, it seems like it was a win-win trade for both teams.
And the Pelicans with possession here, following the bucket by the Bulls.
Ready to cash in. I like when McCollum looks to mix it up like this.
Pass to DeRozan. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
During the 2021-22 season, DeMar DeRozan was amazing, averaging over 27 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, and he shot 50% from the field.
Taking 2 shots.
And he drops the first, having a career season at age 32. What DeRozan did is unprecedented, Richard.
Yeah, and he made history by scoring at least 35 points on 50% shooting for 8 straight games, passing up Wilt for the longest stretch that the NBA has ever seen.
DeRozan hits them both.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see him miss.
McCollum, the pass to Ingram. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Good work defensively by DeRozan. Chicago leading. Pass to Dosunmu. No good. Great D that time from Williamson. For New Orleans, they've got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Here's McCollum. His last outing, we saw him score 22. Jones with the ball. Shoots over Vucevic. Jones misses. Pass to White. And legacies are defined in the playoffs. Game to game, what's the measure of greatness for a star player in your mind, Grant?
Well, B.A., I think it's all about consistency. The great ones in this league historically bring it every night. They may have a bad game here or there, but for the most part, the energy, the effort, and the consistency is always there.
Here's McCollum following the bucket by the Bulls. Here's Williamson. And again, New Orleans, no good. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Now DeRozan. His last outing, he had 24 points. Lets it go from the wing. Williams. And Williams punches it home.
And DeRozan has done an amazing job improving his playmaking skills, including finding his open teammates.
An area where the Pelicans squad performed well this past season was on the glass.
Yeah, defensively and offensively. Now, they know how important it is to secure those loose balls, and making it a priority helped them all season long.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, guys. The NBA last season celebrated its 75th anniversary and announced the 75 greatest players in NBA history, gathering the living greats during the All-Star break. A lot of history, but Commissioner Silver said we're a pretty young league when you think about it. Brian, I guess it's all relative.
Indeed. Thanks for that, Allie. And it's the Pelicans with the ball after the basket by Chicago. Williams passes to DeRozan. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. To the inside. And it's Vucevic. That time on the assist by DeRozan. Vucevic has got 6 points in the quarter. New Orleans calls timeout. Line change here for Chicago. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Outside Grant. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first half. Shot clock at 6. Trying to get back on track. That shot off.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
And so it's Chicago in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. More 2K action in just a moment.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. An uphill battle so far for the New Orleans Pelicans.
They got hammered. I mean hammered on the board. That tells a lot about this game. The heart has not been there. The sacrifice hasn't been there. I mean, they just don't want it.
And now we turn our attention to the Western Conference standings here in the early going.
You know, for the Pelicans, they've had a great start to the season as we thought they might. They play together, they play for one another, they're well coached. This team is a team to watch for the rest of the year.
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Nikola Vucevic has been sensational.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
So for the Pelicans right now, Jones and Ingram run the wings. Zion and Valanciunas playing up front. And it's McCollum at the one spot. The Bulls shooting 53%. Good efficiency on offense so far. Outside, Williams. From outside, off the mark.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Back on draft night 2017, the Bulls trading away their star, Jimmy Butler.
And what a haul they got from Minnesota. Zach LaVine, the headliner, and he's turned out to be a franchise player. It's tough to win one of those type of deals, but Chicago got a stud.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Yeah, you have to knock those down. Open shots inside the arc are rare in this league.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Jones misses.
Nice contest, a high level of energy. That's how you play defense.
LaVine with a screen on McCollum. DeRozan outside. Up and in on the layup.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
For New Orleans, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Here's Ingram. It's rebounded by LaVine.
And they have been cold coming out of the break, only getting one of their first 4 shots to drop this half. Got to pick it up.
Pass to Dosunmu. DeRozan outside. Vucevic, a screen on Ingram. DeRozan with the ball. Guarded by Valanciunas. He shoots it. Vucevic's shot is off. Outside Ingram. And here's McCollum. Three-pointer. Offensive board. Valanciunas uses the glass to finish the layup. Valanciunas has got his first basket.
Yeah, he's a top-tier offensive rebounder. Valanciunas uses his size and strength to his advantage to do damage on the boards.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over. It's a completely new group for the Pelicans. And the three-point shot, so important, Richard. That's something you added after you came into the league. What was that process like?
Well, look, as the game tilted that direction, it was no secret. You have to put in that time. But what I try and tell people is that it took me 3 years before I was able to even become a consistent three-point shooter, and another 5 before I became a good one. So as long as you're putting in the work, you're going to see the results.
Those who evolve are those who stay around. Minute 32 left in the third. Dragic against Graham. Pass to Bradley. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. That's on Devontae Graham.
And even from where we're sitting, you could clearly tell it was a foul.
At the line for Chicago, Tony Bradley. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw no good.
Yeah, bottom line for this Pelicans squad, they need to get better on the defensive end. They may have to get more 3-and-D type of guys on this roster.
So we can't get either to fall. All right, so about the Pelicans. What has been holding them back?
Well, B.A., it's definitely not the offense, especially with the healthy Zion. If they can find a way to have greater consistency on the defensive end, then they can take a big step as a franchise. They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Uses the glass on the layup.
Unafraid to bust it up inside. Dragic plays with courage, and he plays with heart, too.
Pass to Murphy. Over to the wing. Nance with a screen on Caruso. Shot is good by Nance.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Caruso, a screen on Graham. Dragic outside. Just 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Green for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. They've got plenty of time to get back into this.
Yeah, I'm sure they feel pressed, but this is when you have to stay calm and execute.
Graham misses. Dragic with it. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 13.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Bulls. They lead by 13. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter started. Head coach Billy Donovan is mic'd up along the sidelines. Let's check it out.
Hold your ground. Don't let him back your way in. Just hold your ground. The other thing, too, is once he picks the ball up, he's not going to shoot it. If he does, just stay down on him.
And Coach Donovan conveying the scouting report to his guys.
Knowing your opponent's plays is important. On the money right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. Levine and DeRozan, the star-studded wings. Green out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Caruso in at the point. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
Zach Levine at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Levine.
On the offensive end, Zach Levine plays with just such confidence. He knows that the team counts on him for production, so he goes out and he gets it.
The Sumu, he's checked in for Chicago. He's perfect from the line this time. Now, Levine is certainly one of the more prolific scorers, Richard.
Yeah, his shooting has put him in the top 20 scorers in this league in back-to-back seasons. With more on the way, I'm pretty sure. He makes it just look so easy, just effortless sometimes. It's just like he's doing his job.
Now here's McCollum. Here's Williams. Oh, threw it down. Wow.
Yeah, rolling with purpose after setting the pick. Zion's terrific at recognizing how to score in these sets.
There's the AT&T 5G Slam Can, capturing the moment. Chicago shooting a nice 50% for the game. Pass to Levine. Picked by Vucevic. Levine with it, guarded by Valanciunas.
Big rebound on a night where they haven't exactly controlled the glass.
Here's Alvarado. Williamson outside. McCollum with it. Picked by Williamson. The three. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 8 rebounds in the game. DeRozan passes to Levine. Back to DeRozan. Over Ingram. No good off the back of the rim.
Every player goes through this. When your shots aren't going down, it can ding your confidence.
Valanciunas against Levine. Valanciunas can't get it to go. Chicago with the ball. He got a piece of it.
Now you got to be aware when Valanciunas is in the area. He's capable of sending your shot back.
Back to McCollum. Pass to Williamson. Outside Ingram. A little mid-range shot is up. And he knocks the jumper down.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Ingram against DeRozan. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Oh, guess what? DeMar DeRozan with another and one, finishing it off. That takes a strong physical and mental game.
Williams is checked in for Green. And a change for the Pelicans. Jones is checked in.
Mind the lanes.
At the line for one.
And the Bulls, that's a team that's built to win now. But boy, is the top of the Eastern Conference stacked.
Here's McCollum. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Williams a screen on Ingram. A step back shot. Doesn't go for him. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. So looking at the East, where do you think Chicago slots in, RJ?
Boston, Miami, Milwaukee, Philly, each of those teams have MVP level talent, and it's going to be a battle. I don't know who's going to come out on top.
For Chicago, they've gotten only 1 of 5 to fall here in the fourth.
Well, with a comeback out of range, we can put a bow on this one. Good performance for the Bulls.
All their efforts on the boards ended up paying off.
And just 2 tough rebounding teams, but they gave the extra effort and were rewarded for it.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously, and the next 2 matchups between these two should be fun.
And while there were some guys out there that played well, what really stood out was the production for Nikola Vucevic.
And I love how active he was on the glass. Not afraid to get physical and do whatever he could do to grab boards.
And so here is Chicago. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. And here's Levine. So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching. Now our New Balance player of the game, Nikola Vucevic.